She's a Nigerian politician, political activist, CEO, business entrepreneur, and board member to various organizations. She is a renowned philanthropist and activist for youth and women welfare. She has mentored and empowered youth and women for over 10 years through the Youth Enlightenment Initiative of Nigeria, a non-governmental organization she founded. She's currently the CEO of Aquami Integrated Solutions. Well known for her political activism, she is a passionate advocate for the education of the girl child in northern Nigeria. She's also committed to a better future for youths of Nigeria. In 2017, she co-founded the National Progressive Movement, NPM, party to foster her convictions of a new Nigeria. She was also the vice presidential candidate in 2019 Nigerian general elections with the YPP and also the deputy chairman of the party. Born into a political dynasty and married to a politician, she has politics flowing through her veins. Join me in welcoming Umar Abdullahi Gesto to today's Woman with Aminat Hassan. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's start with, you created a wave in 2019, you know, having run as a running mate to Kingsley Moghalu under the YPP. Why, with just a few months to the 2023 general elections, why the silence? Nothing has been heard about you so much, despite the wave you created in 2019.
Thank you very much, Haja Amina. 2019 was a kind of something, definitely I can call it unprepared. It's just came up that I have to support a candidate like Professor Kingsley Moghalu in his endeavor to see a kind of better Nigeria. So actually it was not planned, and thank God it became a very, very wonderful journey, and it gave birth to a lot of good things. But since from 2019, actually, it's not that I'm silent. I went back to my party thinking I will build something, a very good avenue for Nigerians to come on board, and let's come together and build a better nation. But you know how Nigerian politics is, you know how political parties are, and at the end of the day, I have no choice but to leave the party. Actually, I left. But before this 2023 movement, actually, I've been very, very active. I did a lot of things. We did a lot of programs right from 2019. I've never rested. I've been very, very active politically. But you know, when you're not at the forefront, you're not contesting or anything, it might look like you're silent. But actually, I'm not silent. I'm still very, very active.
So why did you leave the party? What happened?
Well, you know, politics is a kind of game of interest. Whatever I'm doing, even when I left NPM, that's the party I initially co-founded, I did not leave NPM just like that. I have to leave because whenever I'm in a journey with people, I so much believe in my own principles, and I used to tell people I'm not a kind of accidental politician. I joined politics by choice, and I didn't see I never find politics to be a kind of funny game the way others used to see it. To me, it's a very, very serious game, and if I am not going to make a kind of direct impact, I see no reason of me being part of the game. So I left because of principles. We have a kind of, let me say, interest. The interest was in the journey we were on. Actually, there was a kind of deviation. So I don't want to pin black my good name because of some like unnecessary, unbasic things. Let me call it that.
Okay. So can you tell us your journey on how? I know you're born into a political family, married to a politician, and you're a politician yourself. How has this journey been? How did it start, and how has it been so far?
Well, all my life, I always used to tell people I'm an activist. I'm a born activist. I'm a person that wherever I am, I can't bear to see myself or anybody getting oppressed, and I believe in equality. And I always feel deep down me that I have a kind of quota, I have a kind of responsibilities. I feel that I should pay my own quota as a true citizen of the nation. Mm-hmm. I've been married all my life. I got married at 15, and I've been a mother, I've been a wife all my life. But despite that, I always dream, because I'm a person that I love books. I love being current, as in following whatever is happening in my nation. So I tend to start doing things since I was at that very, very tender age. At 15, when I got married, I was in Bauchi State, and I founded a small, let me say, this was called this cooperative society, Falala Women Multipurpose Cooperative Society, which we did a lot of things for the rural women there.
At age 15?
At age 15, yes. It was a very wonderful, I think I was even like, most of the members of the group were mostly age of my grandparents then. So, but it was a wonderful journey. I saw a kind of, let me see, human resources over there, because I stayed in Bauchi in federal locus, and there were a lot of common women there that are very jobless. So with this, my own kind of passion, I feel like let's create something, because there were a lot of farmlands there. So we got into rice farming and egusi farming. I employed the labor there, was very, very cheap.
Again, at age 15?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, it's interesting because when you say at age 15, I'm looking at this.
Yes, I always used to tell my kids now at 15, actually, I can say I was a kind of, I was on my own, because at 15 I was married to my husband, but still I was following every step of my dream, because I was planning to, I went back to school. I was doing all those, I have a business then, because I was buying stuffs from Kano to Bauchi. So I think I'm a very, very peculiar 15-year-old.
In any way
No, that's what I never allowed, because my mom wanted me to get married, because that's the norm. I'm a typical Fulani village girl, and I have no choice but to follow what she wanted. And very unfortunate, I lost my dad at that very tender age. I lost my dad at 5. So she felt like getting me married is just the norm, is the normal norm of our people. And I accepted it because I don't want to be a rebellious. I followed her, I got married, but still I went ahead to continue with my dreams. I think I was the youngest there, I was very, very young, because the women there are older than me, 50, 40, but I used to buy wrappers from Kano down to Bauchi. I'll fill this 505 bus, 505 Peugeot. Yeah, to Bauchi with sometimes 200, 300 wrappers. I'll go there, sell them, and still do with my cooperative society. And I think then it was during this PIP, Mariam Abacha's family support program. Yeah, and we collected like almost 250,000. That was $500,000 then for the women, and we distributed it to them, and it truly made an impact to them. So though I've not stayed in Bauchi for a very long time, I came back to Kano.
So haven't been able to impact directly on the lives of people around you at the age of 15, and you see today's Nigeria, where even at 18 some of these girls are not in school. They don't have access to education, access to empowerment. How do you feel?
Sometimes when you look at empowering people, I think sometimes we miss the link. We are not directly impacting the people the way we should impact them. And sometimes there are a lot of norms, cultural, social, religious. There's a lot of factors that are stopping the girls from realizing who they are. And in this part of the world, we are not given a kind of choice. There's no mentoring. There's no even our institutions. In schools, you see that the girls are not going to school actually to come out with a result. It's just passing through school to just grow up and reach the age of marriage, and they'll be married. And we don't program our girls in the manner at which they will feel like, let me do something for myself. Let me start even dreaming my own dream to go somewhere. If it's just a matter of you get married to your husband and you just started feeling like your whole destiny is attached to the husband, you will start fighting the wars that are not even yours. You will start feeling that man is your company, is your business for you and your family. It never happened like that. In life, we are all individuals. We're all supposed to have choices. And I always used to say this, the greatest gift God gave man is choices. Yeah. So whenever we ask ourselves, what are we? Who are we? Where do we want to go to? So if we ask ourselves this question, and if we try to raise our girls in a different manner, that you are individuals, you are humans, you're allowed to dream. You're allowed to, break your own barriers to go somewhere, actually it could have been a very different world.
Okay, I'm going to digress a bit. You know, coming back to culture.
Yeah.
At age 15, and being a northern girl, the typical Fulani girl, how were you able to navigate the cultural barriers?
Okay, you know,
especially being married to a northern man.
A northern man, and in a polygamous home. I was the third wife, actually.
Okay.
So my mom is a very, very strict woman. And I believe she raised us very, very well with a kind of iron hand, even though we lost our dad at a very, very, very young age. But all I just need to do is to prove to her that I am going the right way and I'm doing the right thing. You know, there's a kind of reputation you build while growing up. I'm the youngest. I have 2 other elder sisters. But I made them believe that I have the capability or the capacity of being like, as in reasonable or being calculative, that whatever I am, wherever I am, I never forget where I come from.
Yeah.
If you look at my political journey, my politics is very, very different. People see me as timid or maybe not doing what other political women in politics are doing. No, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter. I joined politics always telling people that I want to do it differently. I want to do it my way because I'm a human being and I have a right, and God gave me something called choice. I have the ability to make it go my own way. And it's going well for me because as I told you once, I don't go out at night to late night meetings. And whenever my husband is in town, I'm not ashamed to tell my political colleagues that my husband is home today, I don't want to go out. And I've never gone to political rallies. I don't enter cars and do what other women are doing because I believe I'm a typical northern woman, and myself breaking the norm or breaking what has been happening doesn't mean I should do things the way that they are not supposed to be done. Because if you see in this part of the world, women that are in politics are mostly women that come out from mostly unmarried, widowed, or even some that are not very, very responsible. So a lot of women in politics are tagged with that, let me say, character questioning or whatsoever. So, but in my own case, I told people I am joining this whole journey with the permission of my husband to make my children proud, not the other way around. So that's why I believe whatever it is, it should be my way. So that's why even when I was growing up, I made this choice of doing things not the way other women have been doing it, but doing it right. Without
so you
breaking.
didn't face any challenges?
No, there were challenges because you know, at times before you prove yourself, there will be a lot of questioning. Because I could remember there was a time my uncles would come to my mom, why is Uma doing this? Is she not okay? Is she not financially okay? You know, as a typical northern woman girl, is if your husband is comfortable giving you all the necessary things, then you're supposed to just lay down there and just be adding weight and be eating chicken on the bed. So I don't believe that's how it should be. I believe that whatever a husband is doing to you, that one is his own responsibilities as a husband, and it's not supposed to stop you from doing your own things as long as you've not crossed his own way, or you've not you do not do it right. If you did it, if you're doing it right, definitely there won't be any negative effect.
Okay, we'll be taking a short break now, and when we get back, Uma will be telling us why the female politician isn't getting it right in Nigeria. Welcome back. Why do you think female representation in Nigeria is on the decline? You know, of course, we've had people say the men aren't giving women a chance, but we've seen more women come out to participate in politics, but it still doesn't make a significant difference. Why and where are we getting it wrong?
Actually, it's not a kind of direct problem, I may say, because even in the men's world, you see that getting to the top politically is something very, very difficult, especially in a country like ours that we believe in the politics of fatherism, godfatherism, and other things involved. But as a woman, number one, if you could remember, I've mentioned it now that many women that found themselves in politics, it's only very, very few that people were able to understand where they're coming from. We were always tagged names of all sorts kind of,
Yeah.
Yes. So that definition alone, a woman needs to have a lot of courage to identify herself directly to the political
Well, we have
system.
a lot of courageous women.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm trying to tell you. There is that courage is there. I'm going somewhere. This part of it. Okay, if you have the courage, now you're on the floor. It's a men's world. Why a lot of women, not even in the political environment, even in working places, there are a lot of challenges because we are very, very fragile people. They expect us to do things the way they are doing them. If you see all over the world, politics can be dirty, isn't it? And a lot of women, we're nurturers. Women are naturally nurturers. So it's not every woman that will be willing to do it dirty. So you see now, as in getting on board, it's still, as in it's a kind of another process, as in another challenge for her to get on board. Okay, now if she's even able to conquer that challenge to be on board, okay, now a lot of things are surrounding her. If she doesn't have a godfather, or she doesn't have a kind of clique, because politics is a game that needs building, resilience, resistance, as in you have to do it for a very, very long time. We have a challenge that we hardly support ourselves as women. So if at all, we never, as in, come together to champion a dream of one of us, how then can the men come and do it? There are a lot of talented, hardworking, whatsoever you can, yes, women out there. But having a kind of, let me say, common interest, people to think along with her or to even believe that she's more than only a woman. That's even the challenge, because you will see a lot of men in the system that they have very, very little to offer, but they will be considered because they are men. No matter what you have as a woman, no matter what you can offer, if immediately you enter a place, they'll just tag you a woman. If you're good looking, another wahala, If you're less maybe capable, still another wahala. So I know a lot of women that run away and leave their victory or whatsoever because of harassment, intimidation, and a lot of things. So if at all you are very, very unlucky to find yourself in a room that you cannot cope, you have no choice but to back out. And imagine what happened to the Adamawa Guba candidate. I was so very impressed, excited, feeling like, yes, we're there. We're finally going to have a governor in Nigeria. Imagine the courage of that woman. Imagine whatsoever she has been. She built the reputation. She has the capacity and but imagine, had it been she's not a woman, definitely there will be a lot of backing. But since she's a woman, okay, she's down. Despite whatsoever surrounds the whole scenario. Yeah, I know there are issues that they mention, but if it is a man, it will not just go like that, boom, So the problem we are having is people to believe that women are more than just being women. We have a lot to offer. And you hardly see a woman in a place leading, and actually there's a kind of failure behind. We are achievers as long as we pick the right, let me say, path, and we have the right team. We're great leaders. We're very, very good leaders in leading because we're nurturers. We know how to do that, and we're very, very contented with the little.
Okay, I'm going to go back to your marriage. You're married to a politician. Are you both on the same party?
No, we've never been in the same party.
That's interesting.
We've never been in the same party.
So how has politics affected your marriage?
Not at all.
Being in different parties, supporting different candidates?
Never. It never affects us because we already believed that we were there before politics. I encouraged him to join politics. My husband, actually, I've been his support throughout his political journey. And I know I played a very, very good role in him being where he is. But at home, it doesn't matter. We are just Nigerians discussing the common interest, and it never gave us actually a problem.
Do you guys support the same presidential candidates?
No.
So how are you going to both campaign for your candidate?
We're going to do our thing. Thank God I'm here, as in 100% based in Abuja. He's like 70% based in Kano. So he'll go to Kano and do his campaign. I'm here in Abuja doing my own campaign. I have my own people. My constituency and his in Kano is different. So that distance is going to cover the whole thing.
Okay.
It has never been a problem. It's never been an issue.
Interesting. Interesting. Would you say the support of, because it's interesting to know you're married to a politician and you're doing your thing, people know you, your name is out there, not attached to your husband.
Yeah, I've never even bear his name. I always bear Abdullahi Yesu.
Yes, you know, people don't know, except you go online to read about you, then they know your husband. How has his support taken you this far?
Well, actually, he's very, very supportive. Because had it been he's not supportive, I will never come this far. Because I try to create a balance. Had it been, maybe I haven't been doing it right, or I've not been a kind of wife 100% to the way, as in to the expectations, definitely he will complain. But he has never complained, because I always try to make sure that his own territory is not being tampered with.
Okay. At age 15, you started the movement. Is that movement still in place?
No, actually, I left Bauchi State because I have to come back to Kano. So after I left, I could remember I handed over the whole movement to to the secretary of the movement, then that's like my assistant. And I think they continued for a few years, like 5 years, and they died. We've been communicating, but he's keeping it going, because whenever you have a kind of dream, you're the only person that can deliver. So I have no choice. My husband left that place, so I have to come back to another location.
Is there anything you've put in place, starting from age 15? For me, I would say your political career started from age 15. Mm-hmm. Starting from age 15 till date, you've been pushing and doing, this empowerment and political activities. Is there anything you have in place for women or young girls who want to take up this kind of activism in politics? Do you have anything you've put in place?
Yes, actually the main thing I can say I so much like and I'm proud of is I do a lot of mentoring, as in my own personal self. I put down a kind of small thing that I empower girls, their education, as in that one is more of a personal thing I do, and I consider a lot of girls my mentees, because I give them an avenue, try to sit down with them, talk to them, and as in give them a kind of reason, as in give them reasons to be themselves. So I just do a lot of that mentoring. To me, that's the greatest achievement, or something that I feel good about, because I know every girl that I engage, it never comes. She never comes out as the same person. I always see changes in her.
Yeah.
So that's my greatest let me say joy.
What advice will you give to the young 15-year-old back in a village who wants to make impact politically?
It's not about the girls, because a girl of 15 years in the village, she has very, very limited power.
Yeah.
What I want to say is to the parents, you give birth to a child today, you should be hoping and be faithful that the child will grow up to be something great tomorrow, despite despite whatsoever, wherever the child is coming from, or whichever gender the child is. It shouldn't be, it's only boys that we empower. Even girls too, if you have 10 girls, I know a lot of people are feeling bad, they have many girls, but even if it is, I know a lot of girls that are doing far more better than the boys. So all I just want to say is, let the parents allow their girls to dream also. Let them be given opportunity to study and explore life.
Yeah.
As far as they have that very good upbringing, I don't think there's any problem. If a girl is brought up well, there's no any problem. Wherever she goes in life, she will definitely defend herself and be who she's supposed to be.
Okay, finally, what are your hopes for the Nigerian female politician?
I hope we can find an avenue to come together, pursue a common goal of empowering each other, standing by each other to see that we at least achieve something or fight for a kind of, let me say, percentage, or fight for like, find a way by which some number of us can be on board as in the governance. That would be a very good one for us, because if we do not come together to believe in ourselves, actually it's very, very difficult for all of us.
What's your biggest clash? You're a female politician. You seem timid. People believe you're timid, but I'm sure you must have had clashes with. So what's that one clash?
Which clash? In which sense?
In political clash.
Actually, I can't say.
Okay.
Because I'm a person that I don't pay no heed to even significant things. Maybe there might be a clash going on somewhere and I might not be even aware, because I don't believe in enemies, I don't believe in haters. I just believe I'm me, you're you, and it's just a journey. That it's not a race, it's not a kind of fight. You know, it's not. I believe life is not a game of winning or losing. It's just about playing the game right.
Thank you very much, Umar, for being a guest on today's program. We appreciate your time with us.
Thanks for having me.
That's where we draw the curtains on today's episode, as we end today's episode with powerful quotes from notable female politicians. As the prevailing voices in the public spotlight are predominantly men, stepping into the spotlight with the truth of who you are as a woman is political change. Dabi Biddle made this comment. She's the author, A Woman's Call to Action. And I'm also going to take another quote from Margaret Thatcher, former British Prime Minister. Being powerful is like a lady. If you have to tell people who you are, then you aren't. I always cheer up immensely if an attack is particularly wounding, because I think, well, if they attack one personally, it means they have no single political argument left. I don't mind how much my ministers talk, so long as they do what I say. Margaret Thatcher. Thank you for being part of our show. Until next week, when we bring you another interesting personality, I remain your host, Amin Al Hassan. Stay safe and remain blessed.